Welcome to Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. Today we're going to sow some seeds for our pollinator attractors and some of our herbs. I'll be working on the bed of my truck, my portable potting table 3000, and we're going to just pre-moisten our potting medium. I'm using a basic potting mix or a seed starting mix actually. You want a seed starting mix because it's very fine, and some of these seeds we're going to be planting are very fine seeds, and so they need contact with the soil. We're going to start these in standard Jiffy trays, and we're going to start them outdoors. We're not going to use the lights. The lights are busy keeping my tomato plants going. So we're just going to start these, put the dome on top, and let them sprout and germinate, come up while they're outdoors. It's warm enough now, and I've checked the germination temperatures on the seed packets, and I think we can pull this one off. I think you can see that this seed starting mix is very fine stuff. What you want to do is pre-moisten it and work some water into it. I have some in here that was pre-moistened, and I can feel that it's still got some moisture in it, but I have a new pack, so I'm going to add a little more here since I have to fill up 2 trays. And I'm going to pre-moisten this and work it in with some water. I like to wear gloves, just makes it a little nicer to get this stuff off your fingers. All right. It takes a lot more than you think. This seed starting mix actually repels water until you work it in, and once you work it in, break that surface tension, it becomes good stuff for retaining moisture. There we go. It's like dough. Seed starting mix is usually just pure peat moss ground up real fine, or cocoa coir, and it's got this perlite. You can see the white specks. That's perlite. That's an expanded volcanic rock, and that helps to keep aeration in your soil. I'm going to start with these hex trays. You want to make sure you get all of the cell filled, so kind of punch it down with your finger. Yeah, this is kind of a hassle. The other ones are a little better. These larger cells over here, those are easier to fill. All right. You want to pack it down in there because whenever you pull your plants out of here, you want the plug to have a nice dense bit of soil around those roots. So what we're going to be doing here is growing some pollinator attractors. We'll be growing some flowers and some herbs and some medicinal herbs, and all of them flower and attract bees and bugs and beneficial insects to your garden, and that will help your pollination rate on your crops. All right, these are easier to fill. I'm going to plant some chamomile. We love chamomile. I'm going to put the whole seed packet in there, which is just what you see there, and these seeds are so small and they fly away. So I'm going to start at the downward wind side, so if the wind blows, they don't blow into my other seed trays. And I'm just sprinkling, I guess, a tiny little pinch of seed into each cell. I'm not going to cover them too much. I'm just going to kind of press them down and disturb the soil around them so that they come in contact with the soil. Some of them get covered, some of them don't. It doesn't really matter. So these first 3 rows here, going this way, are chamomile. All right, we're going to plant some yarrow. This is a double diamond pearl yarrow. This will bring in bees, and there is a lot of benefit to having good flowers, bunch of flowers in your garden, different kinds of flowers. And yeah, so these are also surface sow. They look very similar. There we go. Let's put the yarrow in. Same kind of thing, just sprinkle a few seeds on the surface. Plants that I'm not familiar with, like yarrow, I've never seen that really growing before, and I'm not really familiar with it. I want to know what I have, so that's why I'm starting them where I can put them where I need them and put a label with them. Bee balm. This is also a seed that doesn't need to be covered much. It's a older seed here. We're going to try to plant some of this. Bee balm. Hence, the name itself tells you it attracts bees. We're going to grow some toothache plant. This is a fun little thing, the electric daisy. This grows well for me more in the summertime, but we're going to go ahead and start them. They need full sun. This would be a good pollinator attractor as well. Toothache plant seeds are a little bit larger, so we'll be a little more sparing with our dusting here. We'll make it go further. Get everything wet, misty, water it in real well. The soil is already pre-moistened, but what we're trying to do is settle the seeds into the soil so that there's good contact. And to keep this moisture in, we will, of course, put the humidity dome on it. About half these seeds I'm going to cover a little bit just so we get the benefit of both covering and surface zone. When your moisture dome is on, you tend to protect humidity pretty well. I'm going to have to tape it down though because it's going to be outside and the wind can easily blow these things away. Alright, let's get that taped down and we'll take it to the backyard. I found these seeds from Kitazawa Seed. It's a bunching onion that can grow in the spring, and so we're going to plant some of these. The seed is significantly larger, so we're going to sprinkle them over the surface of each of these cells, dust them with some potting mix, and hope for the best. You might be asking, why grow them in trays at all? Why grow them outdoors? If you're going to be outdoors, why not just direct seed them? It's a good question, and the answer is that we still want to baby the seeds as much as we can. We want to try to control the moisture level and the humidity, and we want to get them up and going without pressure from pests and without, the wind whipping them around. And so we can start them outdoors with the benefit of the sun, and they'll already be hardened off. At the same time, those little humidity domes and those little seed cells will give them some protection. Get those seeds a little moist. For now, I'm just going to place them right here, and the dark color of this soil will help to gather up the solar energy and warm these up a bit. This one feels a little light, the first one we did. I might come back and spray some more moisture on there. I'll do that in the morning to see how things look under here. So that's that. This is the carnage from winter. Yeah, these are all the dead plants, but you can see there's a lot of little pots over there, and we grew a lot of flowers in pots, and so we're going to continue that. As long as I've got some potting soil, I'm going to put something in it. A lot of these pots will become available along with their soil because the freeze has probably killed off these smaller fig trees. Now, we might be surprised. Some of these fig trees might actually have made it, might wake up. They're all still limber. They don't feel, I don't know, we'll see. But we might have some soil available and some extra pots. That's where you can plug in flowers. Now, the reason we plant more than just our vegetable crops in our vegetable garden, the reason we plant flowers is to draw in pollinators and bees and a population that likes to hang around here. When you've got flowers, especially bright yellow and white, orange flowers, that just pulls the bees in like crazy. And since my lemon tree took a hit this year, there's not going to be a lot of lemon blossoms over there, which used to bring the bees from miles around. So we're gonna have to make it up with some flowers. We're going to grow a lot of marigolds. Those have good protection qualities. They're said to drive off nematodes because they have that smell. They give off that pungent odor, and their roots have a similar compound as well. We're going to grow a number of different herb varieties that are also flowering herbs. We're going to grow, we're just going to try to grow all kinds of things. And when the big box store gets stocked up again on flowers that you would go and buy for your flower beds, we're going to go buy some of those too. And that's always fun to go shopping for flowers for your garden. And I'll put a lot of those in the border of my bed, and I'll intercrop them with the other plants, and that's a good practice. So that's it, a very short episode on Black Gumbo Southern Gardening, just to show you we're getting back to normal. Spring has sprung and we're starting in earnest. So hey, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and please subscribe. We are about to hit 100,000. We've just got 5,000 more to go, and that's going to be a great day. Going to have a live stream on that day, and we're going to celebrate. We'd really like you to join our community. Happy gardening to you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.